Hey there, welcome to the Friday. Can you believe we made it to Friday? It is Friday. It's Friday. It's roughly, roughly the right time, noonish, here in California, Northern California. Welcome to the Kench Niner Studios here in Northern California. See, I got the correct number of nines that time, so I feel like some of my brain cells might be recovering. I'm not sure from what. But it's good to take a break. I was working, I was doing stuff. I was at the office. I had some lunch. I went to Chick-fil-A, grabbed some Chick-fil-A. That's why I needed some food because I was in a bad mood. I still am, but at least I'm in a bad mood and not on a hungry stomach. So that's better. That's an improvement. Anyway, yeah, I got my email client up for the work. Basically, I'm taking a break from work now. Probably after this 2 hour stream, I will not be going, hardcore programming or anything like that. But if somebody sends me a mail and I need to respond to it, or if there's a system operational issue that I can help out with, you never know. Usually not on Fridays. Anyway, so welcome to the stream. Let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, there's the drink of the day. Look at that. Who knows what this is? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Now you might be able to know. Take a wild ass guess. There's no rum in there either. It's just Diet Coke. Oh my God. How you doing today? It's Diet Coke. Well, look at this. Look at this. You can't help but have your eyes drawn. Your eyes are following it in every direction. You can't stop because it's the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. I like my autofocus, my auto color. Can't turn it off either. I'm good. Oh, yeah, I bet you are. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's Friday. I'm basically done with the work week, which was, interesting. Which is the best I can ask for. And I get paid. It's just a fucking shirt, man. I know you want me to go nude, but it's not going to happen. There's the terms of service, man. There's terms of service. Besides, I like wearing clothes. All right, so let's talk about the stream a little bit today while we get into the introductory section here. There's Diet Coke consumption. There's use of the beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. In the flight simulator segment. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. for you. What time is it for me? Some other time. How the fuck would I know? Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? Anyway, we're moving on from Chicago lyrics to look at this guitar. Just because I like to show off the current guitar. This one is pretty new. It's my new Yamaha Revstar in Sunset, in Desert Fade. Beautiful guitar. I've really been enjoying it. It's got a nice thing. Yeah, how do you buy it? Well, this is a Guitar Center exclusive. I mean, this particular color. These are not that expensive because they're made in Indonesia. They're not cheap, but they're made in Indonesia. They also have a made in Japan version, which is about 3 times as much. But I saw one of my guitar idols this year at the Eagles concert in the Sphere. I've talked about it a million times, and he whipped out this one. He had the Japanese version. He whipped out his guitar and played it, and damn, it looked good on stage. I can tell you, and it plays. That's what you call a celebrity endorsement, Joe Walsh. So, but how you buy it is just whoever you buy things. Hi, Science. It's good to see you. Welcome to the Friday stream. We can hopefully just relax. I'm going to fly around somewhere in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Don't know where I'm going to go or what I'm going to fly around in a plane. Then there'll be the big brain games. That's where we whip out the Quirtle, the Revealed, the Tightrope Trivia, the Reunion, the Loop, the New York Times connections. We won't fix that today. You're learning Heartbreaker. That's a good one. That's a good song to learn. Benatar. I know what you mean. Pataninatar. I know what you mean. Anyway, shit, that's a great one. It's not so hard, but it's a good rockin' song. Good for you. Yeah, no, I'm glad. I want you to play that guitar, your new guitar a lot. It definitely rewards repetition and finding a song that you'd be willing to play 700 times over and over again. Yeah, it has a hard solo. That's true. I always learn the rhythm parts, and then maybe sometimes later I put parts of the solo in there. It's like I can play Hotel California, but what I do when it comes to the solo, I just sing it. See, I sing the solo. And it's not good, but that's easier than playing the solo. Anyway, I'm more of a rhythm guitarist, but I have a good time. But today is a piano day, so I will be whipping out the piano, which is leaning out over there for the musical segment, slapping it right down in front of me right here where currently my knees are, but they won't be there when I slap the piano down. And then play the piano. This is probably the piano act. We call it the lounge act because that's how it goes. And Friday evening is a good time. Yeah, you got to watch out because even if I don't ban you, Twitch can get kind of parochial sometimes, but good luck. Any new flight simulator? There have been a few flight simulator updates. There's effectively a new like if we go here and go release notes, it's talking about Sim Update 5.1. That was pretty recent. It seems to be good. It doesn't really talk much about its stability improvement, but it seems to be fine. And then they also came out with World Update 22, which is the national parks. Just checking see if there's anything interesting in the store that I might want to buy. Yeah, I want to spend $75 on a 777. No, thank you. But hey, if you guys want to give this to me as a gift, PMDG Simulations, I'll fly around in it for a bit. I should probably get the Vegas Airport City Pack. I bet that's pretty. We get a lot of use out of that. It's $20. I just think these prices are high. If they were like $8 or $9, I would consider them. But for a fixed asset in a game in which I'm flying around in, I'm very rarely going to visit that specific spot. I mean, it's, and then, you know, the planes are cheaper, and they're the things I'll be actually using more. These are upgrades, right? There's a free F-16 upgrade. That's new, I think, right? These are all demos. I don't care, but this is kind of interesting. I mean, you know, I can't beat free. Yeah, how's it Friday? Well, it won't be Friday evening. I'll be do the piano lounge. It's going to be, you know, be 1 p.m. for me. But, you know, I figure for other people who are like Europe or over there, even on the East Coast, it's more of a, you know, you could have drinks. Okay, so I can get this for free. I'm not going to use it today, but I'm just going to grab it. These are streamed, so it doesn't have to download anything. It just sets it up. Just take a second. I rarely fly. I do fly modern jets on occasion, but I prefer the vintage planes, as you guys know. Yeah, I'm probably about 8 hours. 8 hours back. 8 or 9, actually. I'm 9 hours from you, because I'm all the way on the West Coast. Ooh, this is taking a while. That's bumming me out. I don't know if this is... And processing acquisition is such a French phrase. Okay, now it's going to finish. That's it. That's all I needed. All right. But I'm not going to fly it today because, I don't know. I want to... Usually before I fly something in the game, on my stream, I like to get a little practice on it so I'm not completely cold. Or, you know, but not that that's a bad thing, but, you know. I wonder if it's in here. It might be in here. I think it's one of those things where it's basically just push button start to start. Maybe we'll fly it. There we go. Fly, you know, I just said we're not going to fly it. We're going to fly it. It's something new. How you doing? What's up? Well, I'm at the ceiling. This guy, I don't know. All right. What's up is we just got a new, interesting, these are variants, not liveries here. Right? And then you get liveries here. A new update to the F-16, which is a cool plane, which I rarely ever fly. Oh my God, look at all these colors and shit we got. Wow. Oh my God, there's like, what? Yeah, we got like 50. I think I paid money for this. Let's get one with like a bright color here, like Viper Demo 24. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very patriotic. Probably not realistic. Okay, so that's the plane. Where to go is a whole nother dealio. You know, we can spin the globe and go anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be daytime. We can make it in daytime and have a nice day flight. All right, France it is. There it is. That's France right there. No, that's Spain. You think I don't know what France is? This is France. It's roughly this area here. Where in France? Where? I mean, there's Paris there. You got your west. You got your, you know, Nice. You got southern France, which is actually really pretty. You got the border with we flew around here, the border between Geneva, and this is all France, right next to Geneva, right? Yeah, there's most Americans probably can't find France. But, you know, I'm a world traveler in the game. Maybe France closer to Belgium? Like, around here? It's very pretty. It's not that interesting. You know what? Let's just do Paris. Let's just fly into the Paris area. I mean, because there's a lot to see. You know, I like sightseeing flights. What is this here? There's Charles de Gaulle, but there's Le Bourget, and then there's also, isn't there like a little airport? You know, this is gonna be fun. We haven't done Paris in a solid couple months. Gonna set his departure now. Again, since this plane I haven't it's been a long time since I've flown it. I'm not gonna try to cold start it. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's try a cold start. If I remember correctly, it's not very hard. We'll find out. And again, this is part of the challenge of taking a plane and turning its buttons on and trying to get the engine to spin up. That's part of the immersion. It takes a few minutes, but then we'll do a little tour of Tour de France, as they say, or Tour de Paris, really. What's it called? A cold start? You can either start on the runway, in which case your engine starts running, or you can start if you start in a parking area. And I chose, and when you choose where you start. Wow, the sun behind that plane really is radical. Beautiful paint job and everything. It's not really realistic in that there's a little bit of wear, but it seems really new. Do not paint. Yeah, of course you don't paint the radome, the radar thing that covers your radar. All right. And then so you can do a walk around, and then you get inside. You can see it's a fairly modern looking cockpit, and it's got a lot of buttons and switches, most of which don't do anything. And I gotta kind of figure out which fuel dump we don't need. That's a shut off valve, okay. Throttle there. EPU power. I don't know if we need that. I think the actual let's see. Oh, there's so many buttons. I may have to use the checklist because again, there's a million of these toggle switches and very few of them do anything. There's a tail hook. Okay, autopilot. I'm just gonna have to look at some of these things. We'll get there eventually. Either that, or I'll whip out the checklist, which usually shows you. Okay, that's weapons related. I think the power related stuff is down here first. What's that? Yes, these aren't even clear what they are. Ladder. No. Okay, fine. Oxygen on. That's your oxygen system. This is avionics power, but I think we need actual battery power, really, right? Okay, I'll figure that one out. Voice messages. I might be back here. No, that's radar, right? HUD mode. I'm just getting acclimatizing myself. Okay, so there's pedal adjust. Thought there is a master on somewhere. Okay, we might have to go to the because I don't have avionics. You think that would hold on a second here? See, and the point is, if I can't, there is a cheat code. Hold on a second here. Give me 1 second. Where's my thing? Here it is. There, you see my head there. There's a cheat code, Control E, and that always starts the engine. But I only like to do that at last resort. Again, there's definitely a master on button, and I'm not exactly sure where it is. It's always at a different place. There's like none of these is like a master power, right? IFF. This is all main power. Okay, that's what I was looking for. It was right near the EPU power. I mean, ECM power. This stuff here, I believe, is autopilot. All right. So if we have main power now, we should start seeing the screens are on. That's good. Next thing is to try to start the engines. That's a different matter. Let's see. Are they under? I think they're under here, right? Like one of them is here. It's like, oh, we may not be able to even get to it, right? I thought it was under here, right? That main power. Oh, this is engine stuff. Maybe this is engine air refueling. I wonder if there is a refueling system where you can actually do it. It's there, but it's. I wonder if there's a position I can get into. Like, no, that's not it. Also, remember now these views are messed up too. If any position where I can get to these buttons here. Yeah, I think there's a bug. Because I think one of these buttons down here is the engine start, right? Oh, got it. You show high throttle, and then you can get to them. It's really complicated. So you want that engine starter on. And then this you don't worry about. Okay, got it. And then, yeah, if you have the... Okay, this is a really complicated system. I believe it is going to start the engine. And we're going to move it up to there. It's not really spinning, is it? Oh, something I hear. See, you see 1% there. You see some hot gases coming out the back. Yeah, it's getting hot. Nope, getting really hot. Don't stand behind the plane while it's started up, but you can hear it. All right. So believe it or not, I figured out how to start it up. And where's our engine management system? Engine controls. Okay, we're watching. What does this here say? It says seat not armed. That's really not a problem. All right. This is the enunciator panel. So yoke visibility. Okay, that's the other. We probably don't need that, and it doesn't. Okay, we need any of these. I'm just gonna turn everything on. All right, let's see. Let's fly around? This is Paris. It's Le Bourget, which is a smaller airport. Depart straight out. Let's get flying. We've been doing this long enough. It is definitely getting a little framey, and I blame that on this particular model, this particular plane. Or well, when you're France, sundown. It's near sunset. All right, which way? Which way to the airport? Which way? Give me the things. Which way? Yeah, that's what I thought. Perfect. All right, we'll be flying shortly.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway.
Looks like this plane's, you know, it's got a classic. It's got your head-up display. You don't have to look down to see how fast you're going. And we're doing this great thing where it's close enough to sunset where I'm not gonna change the time of day or weather. We're gonna leave it as live, meaning it's theoretically looking at the weather reports. Okay, runway ahead. That means we want to start braking. So we brake here. Brakes are pretty good, but not that great. Okay, parking brake on. Let's tune the tower and ask for the clearance from Clarence. You get the joke. You can see that sun is setting as we speak. That's the runway. I believe flaps are automatic on this plane because they don't seem to. They don't respond. Oh yeah, but we want some positive trim there. There we go. Okay, takeoff clearance, and then we're gonna fly. We're gonna buzz the various sites in Paris. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. You know what I'm saying? It's always a treat to be able to fly over Paris or any of the major cities. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm advancing the throttle all the way. Right? Oh, there we go. Advance the throttle all the way. Afterburner's on. You can see the whole plane kind of sets down, you know, like gets down dirty. We're at 120 knots. Whoops, wants to fly. It is getting some framing. All right, gear up. Afterburner off, so we're going back to military power. We can take off power. And yeah, basically you can see how agile and crazy this plane is. All right, so to head to southwest. Look, there's a plane up there flying around. Good jet. Frequency change acknowledged. Well, basically we'll hit the send and we'll take it in. And that's where we took off from right there. The main airport is further, just a little further out actually. But this is the send. It gets all twisty. Right, we don't need this up here. Stay nice and low. It is definitely a little framey and jerky because it's loading a lot of stuff. And it's going to get even framier. But and also I think this time of day with those big shadows, also making kind of that burn effect on the sun at sunset, which is, you know, all has to be programmed in. All right, so we're heading south, kind of west. Is it here? Actually, yeah, I think that's because the Eiffel Tower there. I don't really see any points of interest, but trust me, they're here. All right, we got to slow way down. We're going way too fast. We're like 600 knots. We're practically going speed of sound there. There's really no reason to go that fast, unless you're trying to show off. There's something down there, but I think the main, like the Eiffel Tower is there, right? I think. It's hard to tell. Yeah, isn't it? No, that's definitely the Eiffel Tower. And of course, the city of Paris itself, where you go, doesn't have any buildings higher than 5 stories tall because of, you know, they don't want, they didn't, they never, they, you know, they'd have a tradition of not having tall buildings at all. Like I think 6 stories. So you see, it's not very. That's a pretty looking Eiffel Tower there. We probably could go under it. Oh, we're gonna try. I've gone under it before. In much less maneuverable planes. That's a tall building, but I think that's like the only one. I'm not sure where they allow it. So the tall buildings are in La Défense, which is an area outside Paris where all the tall buildings are. We'll go there too. It's closed, but and there's a bunch of stuff there. There's a palace of something down there. There's a big thing there. You see lots of old classic sites. Oh yeah, this is Notre Dame right here. This is Ile-de-France, and this is the Notre Dame Cathedral. We are flying over it for your enjoyment there. It has been rebuilt after the entire roof burned down quite dramatically. Yeah, from what my understanding is, it's all good. I think this is here. This is Le Louvre. You might have heard of Le Louvre Museum. You could tell from the fancy glass pyramid. I was there long ago in the 80s when before they put the pyramid in, that glass pyramid, but it was still a cool museum. And this is the heart of the Seine, heart of, there's that obelisk there, something square, I don't know. And this place here is pretty cool. We're going kind of too slow. Give me some gasoline. Let's burn some gas here. I shouldn't be at this high angle. I'm at a red high angle. We'll be fine. Oh yeah, I was going to go under the, Tour d'Eiffel. But that means I have to approach from the other side, right? You know what? Last time I approached from this side. This time we're going to approach from this side. It's so beautiful. All the details. Yeah, so La Défense is out that direction. We'll go out there in a minute. But I want to go under the tower. I mean, it's all part of the tour. It's all part of the visual tour. This is what it looks like from here. You can see the canopy is perfect. It looks like it's out there. What's that beeping? Are you actually beeping, or are you just... You're not beeping. All right, so we're going to make this tour, this turn. You see all the the vapor off the plane. Oh yeah, Arc de Triomphe right there. Dead ahead. Arc de Triomphe. Oops. You don't want to hear your pilot say oops too often.
Altitude.
Yeah, altitude. We're trying to go into the darn Eiffel Tower. We're going to need some low altitude here. Whee! That's fun. Trust me when I tell you that's kind of fun. It's a lot easier from inside the cabin, by the way, than trying to do it from out here. That's the way it is. All right, let's check out the Défense. And again, there's many sights to see, and many, these park areas and museums. We saw the Arc de Triomphe. Basically, you're going to see all the sights of France in about 4 minutes at this point. All the sights of Paris, that is. You see this kind of all the roads here kind of converge. These little convergence here. But we're going to take this road nice and low. Now, I don't think we can make it through. You can barely see it there. We're not going to be able to fit through the Arc de Triomphe with this big ass plane. But it sure is pretty. And it's a very detailed model. But we head straight out this boulevard here, and we will be able to go through. There's this really cool modern building that's right ahead of us, and it is a giant arch. You can almost, I think you could fit a, you could probably fit a pretty big jet in there. Maybe not a 747. But we're gonna fly down there, and basically it's kind of arranged over this boulevard here that we're on. And you would normally, we're gonna go pretty fast, but then we're gonna slow down. We'll go around again. It's got all the cool modern building. You got to watch out because it's not symmetrical. You got to be on the right side there. But yeah, I always got to go through there. And there's a stadium out there. So this is where kind of all the modern, it's the kind of effectively the financial district. And of course, Paris has a very modern metro. What you don't see is a lot of train stations and a lot of above ground tracks, because a long time ago they decided to bury it, to put it underground. So there is a huge, you know, so say you can get a train and come from the Défense and go downtown, go to the actual city. But it's really a cool looking spot because these buildings are really nice, but then they're all kind of very unique and interesting. And I think there's like a convention center or some hotels and stuff. There's a building that's looking like the Gherkin. And then there's that there. Is that the Seine? Is there the Seine curves around? But we're gonna head back to Paris. Again, going the other direction. It's nicer to fly a little this direction because we're flying away from the sun instead of into the sun. Now you can really see how the Eiffel Tower really stands out at certain times of the night. But the sun is setting, it's going to get dark. It's a real-time effect. And of course, there's a bunch of hills, right? No, I'm thinking of Rome. There's a bunch of arrondissements. Or, you know, count areas. Anyway, I want to fly over Notre Dame again. And also, this is the Louvre. Which, I have been to. It was in the 80s. A long time ago. That's it right there. And then you get your Notre Dame on Ville de la France. Right there. Great touristy spots. I'm pretty sure I went there, too. But Paris it's huge. And you can't say, look, if you've been to Paris, and that's the only place you've been to in France, you haven't been to France. You've been to Paris. So I can say I've been to Paris. France, it's like going to New York and saying you've been to America. No, you've been to New York. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with going to New York, but it's not representative of the rest of the country. And also, oh yeah, by the way, there is a train station. There are some outlying train stations, but once you get to the kind of the inner city, it's all underground. So this probably goes underground from here. That's a train station there. Kind of look. I was like looking at the European train station. Oh, there's another train station there, and they're different ones. Wow, that's a lot of tracks. That's a lot of train tracks. But as I say, they stop there, and I think everything goes underground. Yeah, they appear to stop, but I think they just go underground. And there's, let's say, a school of some kind. Looks like there's a little stadium out here. Why is my trim so ridiculous? I think there's an auto trim. I hate that. I wonder if you can turn it off. You probably can, but I don't know how to do it. Usually there was a lot of switches there. Looks like they play soccer here, obviously. Football, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, big fight for the World Series, the World Series, World Cup. Yeah, the World Series is falsely named because it's only America and Japan and Canada. It should be the North American Series. But the World Cup is correctly named because all the teams represent countries all over the world. I think there's like a school down here, maybe. And nobody knows why they call it a World Series. Nobody knows. Maybe just optimistic that eventually American baseball would take over the world. I don't know. Do have Canada in it. It's a pretty plane, but honestly, I don't really love flying it. I don't hate flying it, so let's get a little jerky here and there. And there's a lot to it that I probably don't know. Why is my seat not armed? Smoke. Ooh, smoke. Let's see if we have smoke. Can't really see smoke. I don't see any damn smoke. What's this? Voice inhibit. Maybe the smoke was on before. No. I don't know. So there's a bunch of random things I don't know how to turn on. That's fine. Maybe I'll figure it out someday. But like all these planes, for me the funnest part is the landing. The hardest part for me is understanding that normally I can control where the flaps are, and I have a feeling, at least in this mode, they're basically automated. All right, I'm gonna try landing somewhere because I think it's fun. But I don't really remember the landing sequence. We're gonna land at the big airport. We're gonna land over at Charles de Gaulle. All right. I think I can find it on the map. Let's see here. It's huge, right? It's this. The one on the left is the one we took off from. Charles de Gaulle is slightly to the right, up here and to the right of it, very close to where we took off from. I'm just trying to suss out how are the planes landing, which direction. Looks like there are some planes that are kind of landing from west to east. So that's what we're gonna do. See how they're all coming in from the left, and then they're landing here at. So we're gonna horn our way in there. It's funny why the U.S. Air Force is flying these F-16s. I don't even think they're really that active anymore. And this way we'll be landing away from the sun, so we will not be blinded by the light. But yeah, the sun is definitely setting. It is kind of fun to fly at night. I don't know. I like to be able to see the ground, but I do like it when there's like a lot of shadows, and you get a lot of relief and texture to the ground. You can definitely see all the buildings, the overpasses. It's nice. All right, so this is where the little airport we took off from, which I think is an old airport, and then they built the Charles de Gaulle kind of nearby. And I think they have a way of moving in certain circumstances. They can move from one airport. Planes can drive effectively on the ground from one airport to the other. It's a long story, but I think that's happened to me. And that's Le Bourget. But we're gonna land just over there, which is where Charles de Gaulle is. The reason why I don't really like it that much is it feels like there's it's a fly-by-wire system, and there's effectively all these automated systems which are trying to second guess what your pilot intentions are, and they're not that good at it. Okay, we're gonna make a right. Oops, I think we passed it. Oops. Let's make a normal turn here. And as usual, right as I approach the airport, suddenly all sorts of points of interest pop up. Right near the end. It's not random. I don't really know. It feels like a setting, but the airport is right there. But anyway, yeah, it automatically puts the flaps down once the gear comes down. I see the runway even yet. Watching our approach speed. There are two runways. There's a left and a right here. I think we're going to end up landing on the left runway. But it also effectively automatically puts the flaps down as it detects that you're going to, that you're going to want to be at a landing approach. Right? It's a little tricky to see these runways. To be honest. Right? Exactly where is it? It's blocked by that. It's like it's up there. Right? Are coming in a little hot. A little hot. Oh, it's over here. I figured it out too late. And it's fine. Excuse me, sir. We got plenty of runway. These are for big planes. Not the best approach in the world. I don't believe we have afterburners or reversers. Yeah, we don't. So we're just going to use regular braking. I believe the actual F-16 would have parachute braking, in my opinion. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, we're barely able to brake. Eventually it brakes. We have nose wheel steering, right? Okay, NWS. So, I haven't landed this. That's about the best landing I'm going to get in this, because it requires some practice. Each of the planes are quite unique in how they feel during landing. What's the approach speed? When do you get off the engine? Are you going to be using speed brakes? Some planes you have to have speed brakes. This one, I didn't even touch the flaps. The flaps are down all the way, but they're automated. They'll stay in that position until the system feels like it does not need to have them there anymore. And I also don't like that. I kind of like, well, actually, there's some planes where having automatic flaps is kind of nice. And the idea is, you're the only person in this plane. There's no radar operator or weapons operator. So you're doing a lot if you're in combat. And so the less you have to do, the safer the system is. And so the flaps are automated. Wait, we're not going to park where big jet's going to park. Let's just park over right here. We're going to check it out a little bit. We're going to park over here. This is a good spot. But because I like the shape of these buildings here. There's a bunch of them. This airport is humongous. All right. So to turn off the engines, it's got to be down here somewhere, right? I guess we just turn main power. Oh, and GPU. Oops. Engine main shut-off valve. That shuts everything off. I think, can we open the canopy? I might be too late to open the canopy. Armrest. They've definitely been messing around in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Canopy opens. Nice. All right. So if we get out of the plane using our magic parachutes here, where you can kind of see where we were. Or like, aren't we over? Okay, we're here. We started over here. And this is the current state in the game of Charles de Gaulle, the massive French airport. That's one of the terminals. There's another one, this one here. That's another giant terminal building there. There's another terminal down there. The cargo operations are down there. It is a big freaking airport. And I think this is effectively the newer one. I think it was built in like the 2000s. But you can see how immense it is. I kind of want to get close to see if, like, some of these airports, they have a lot of interior activity going on. Like, you can get in there and see people grabbing their luggage and things like that, but I don't see that here. It just looks like it's empty. There's no people. We saw another one where there was a lot of people and random luggage, lines of people. So really cool. That is a long ass glass building. And then where you go to the thing is there, and this is the ticketing, and security counters are here, arrivals and departures. I guess there's two sides to it. Oh god, that is a big airport. So there's a bunch of terminals there. There's a bunch of terminals here. And you will only see kind of this form of these, this kind of unusual form of how the jetway is attached to these little extender thingies there. That's only at this airport. It's a wild looking airport. I'm really kind of enjoying an extended kind of travel over it. That's just one little part of it. It kind of goes, there's all the support buildings. There's a bunch of parking garages. And then there's a whole cargo terminal. But we'll just check out the, it's right up here, I think. I think this is the control tower, which is also unique and interesting looking. They have a couple control towers, but I think this is the main one. You can definitely see we are right at the end of sunset. You can see in about 5 minutes or less, the sun will have gone down and is going down at this particular location because we're simulating the actual motion of the Earth. Yeah, was this a water tower or is this the control tower? I think this is the control tower. This is kind of modern looking. I was wondering, does it spiral? No, you have to take the elevator. I think that's the current control tower. I'm sure they have like other ones. Usually for airports this big, they usually have like a couple backups. But man, it is humongous. They got all these little parking areas down there. It goes on forever. Well, I guess that's most of it there, but it is a humongous airport. Obviously, if you don't speak French too, it's got to be easy to get lost in, because I mean, if you go to the wrong terminal because you're there and the other terminals across the airport, you're probably not going to make it. I think they do have a train, like a tram system that goes down in this kind of central area down in there underneath, and we'll go to various terminals. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the tram here, right here. Yeah, there's the road there, but then these are monorails. These are rail transportation systems. I don't think they have a tram moving on it, unfortunately. Sometimes they do, but you see that's the terminal there, and that's the terminus of it. This is kind of I guess this is the end. This is the last terminal. What does it look like from here? Just very modern and impressive. Lots of planes, and that would be typical of the activity. I'm pretty sure you can probably buy more an add-on version of this airport and have it even have more stuff. This is where we started from. This is where used to be where we landed. There's our little F-16. It's got a little flag draped over the front of it. I mean, that seems extensive. SRA Carter Pilot. That's probably the name of it. I guess that's the name of who it's assigned to. I like how they have the on that afterburner focuser thingy. You get a lot of burning effect there. That thing really gets heat up. It says, I don't know what it says there. That isn't any useful. There's a lot of little writing on it. Let's see here. Push button to open door. Pull ring out 6 feet to jettison canopy. So you can jettison the canopy from the outside. That would be if the plane wrecked and the pilot couldn't do it himself because he was unconscious. You could approach the plane. And cool how the intake shows the engine. I'm just checking out some details since I rarely fly this plane. Probably won't fly it again in the near future. So I'm just checking it out up close and personal. It does look a little, some of these things just look, they're not really that high res. That's okay. So for rescue, okay, yeah. So specifically it says for rescue purposes. Push button to open the door, pull the ring out 6 feet to jettison the canopy. Interesting. That's pretty cool. An armament. Eject danger ejection seat. Okay, good to know. All right, I'm done with that. Probably not going to fly around anywhere else. That was a good flight. Again, Paris. Who else takes you to Paris besides me on a regular basis? Sort of. But I feel like we can move along to the big brain games. Let me just quit to desktop here, get those loaded up, have a little sip of Diet Coke while I quit to it. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Just chatting category because I'm not flying anywhere for a while. But if you enjoy the flying, and who doesn't, there'll be more tomorrow and the day after that, and the day after that at roughly the same time. Okay, but that's only one part of the content that happens on a regular basis. I've done certainly more than 1,000 of these television programs. All right, so the warm-up big brain game is the Quirtle. We'll start with the extreme. It's a little harder than some of the other variations, but, I'm a pro, or at least an expert. To be a pro at Quirtle, they'd have to pay you to play, and nobody pays me. Let's see what we got here. This could be on the lower right, it could be relay or early, E-A-R-L-Y. E-A-R. Unfortunately, it's a 50-50. I'm going to wait on that one. That one's bitten before. Oh, we don't have a lot of clues here. We got something with an R and an O. It could be, follow my logic here, chord. Follow my logic. And now we know this word starts with C-H-O, but doesn't have those other ones. C-H-O could be chalk, C-H-O-C-K. Again, I just have experience. Still could be relay or early in the bottom, but we should have an extra guess. This one here has a D and an E in addition to the I. It could be edify or deify. Yeah, it was edify. That's not good, but it was a 50-50. I was willing to take the chance. All right, so now we know it's not early. It has to be relay because of the position of the E. Early would be E-A-R-L-Y, but relay is R-E-L-A-Y. So at least we got that. So it's a win. That's a win column. And again, I like to get these, keep these moving along because I'm going to do, 6 or 7 games? Hold on a second here. 6 or 7 games. How many? Okay, we'll do the revealed. Let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, so it's a place. It's 4 letters and then 5 letters. You're welcome to. This game is not. You're more than welcome if you're watching. You can type away in the old Twitch chat or YouTube chat. They're both live. And if you think you know the place, or you could type away. I don't care if it's a community game. But let me read the heavily redacted document first. Maybe we can suss out where this place is. Okay, the place we're looking for is the blank blank in the blank, called the blank of blank blank. It rises south of the blank and blank northward through northeastern blank to blank into the blank. It has a blank of about blank blank and a blank and blank an area estimated at blank blank. Its blank includes parts of blank 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 and the cultivated part of blank. Wow. It's like a large piece of the geography here, I think we're looking at here. But I don't know what large piece of geography it is. Into the blank. What is this one here? Into the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so I was thinking America. It's not America. It's Europe. Into the Mediterranean. It could be the Nile River because that fits. And again, I'm not really. All I'm thinking is I happen to know the Nile River flows in the Mediterranean Sea. It has a 4 words and a 5 words. So what we call that, okay, so you can see the father of African rivers, blah, blah, blah. This was a good one, drain into the Mediterranean Sea. And it was just, the name of this game is picking which of the redacted items to reveal. Because there's a lot of them. You know, Uganda wouldn't have helped, or like all these lists of African countries. And the cultivated part of Egypt might have helped. Like we did pretty good. Other players didn't need too many reveals or hints, and 84% solved it. That's a pretty high solve rate. Are we going to show a picture of the Nile up here, or is it going to be blank? There you go. There's the Nile River, I guess. But I consider that a win. Only one reveal, and that's a win. Nice. Okay, so it's 2 games, 2 wins. I guarantee it'll be a mixed bag. Let's try the tightrope trivia. Now, I can't help with this one because it's a timed quiz. I got to get the answers right and fast to get my 2,000 point margin, which I consider to be a win. Yow. Alrighty. So let's dive in. As soon as I hit the play button, the timer starts, and I got to start. I consider myself a certified trivia master, but you know with trivia, you never know. Trash Panda. It's a raccoon. Everybody knows that. It does tend to neck food and water. I used to live. That's a long story. Next to kind of a storm drain river. Season tickets to the New York. I don't know this one. Spike Lee. I was gonna guess kind of Spike Lee. Oof. But that could have been any of those. I wouldn't know that. Iron Man is actually based on Howard Hughes. Or not really, in my opinion, but that's what they say. Uruguay flag visited before he helped unify which country? Garibaldi. I think it was Italy. That was just a wild guess, though. But hey, correct. A good guess is a correct answer. No. What I mean, they use a world exported one. I'm gonna go with corn. What do I got here? Following this is temperature, the moon's surface can be seen from the same half always faces the Earth. We only see one half of it, the side that faces us. There is no dark side of the moon. There's a far side of the moon. Which of these is not one of them? Probably Washington. Oof, Texas. I was going to say, because if it goes to Oregon, then it would not get to Washington. But I fucked up. This is hard. But his blank garrulous? Hard. The coverage of the Premier League. I did not know that. Wow. That was a hard one today, but the Friday one is hard. It was not a cross, but it's the nature of trivia. Sometimes you know them, sometimes you don't. And a bunch of them were wild guesses, and I didn't even cross it. So we're not going to get 2,000 points today. 1,350, yeah. Better luck next time. It's not like they pay me if I get it right. And I don't have to pay them either. All right, we're going to do reunion. We got a bunch more games to go. I like this game. You can help out with this one if you understand how it works, because we need to figure out what these 5 letters and 7-letter words are based on the clues. We got some interesting clues here. Like this T is on the column. I wonder if there's 2 T's next to each other. It can't be there. This D, I don't think is gonna be. It's gonna be. It can't be. It's got to be also on the column because I can't fit in those other 2 places. This A is on the column, but not there. And I don't know about the O and this. This N is on the row, and there's not that many places it can go. Could it be NU something something E? Because it could be nudge, but no, the D can't go there. There's a G, but the D is not available. Could it be nurse? It could be nurse. N-U-R-S-E. All right, I'm going to make a command decision. Let's just try it. Okay, it wasn't nurse, but fortunately, now we know it's dunce, and the C is in the right place. Okay, so that's fine, right? There's a D. Oh, yeah, this D is, we know is going to go there. All right, we're making some progress. This is not super horrible. Yeah, that was lucky. But why aren't you helping me by telling me what the words are? Okay, you should be helping me out. All right. In fact, maybe you're the dunce here, huh? That's the only word we've gotten so far. It's okay. We got this T. It could go there. T something T-O-N, but or T. See, because it can't go where the hedgehog is because LTS does not make a word. But I kind of wonder whether, since there's an L there. Oh, okay. Wait. It could be BL something. It could be, that's about it though. So it could be something like, it can't be BL because we don't know, B-L-A-S-T, B-L-A-S, I don't know. Close. Can we get close? C-L-O-S-E. You know what? I kind of like that. Let's just try it. And look, don't worry. If it's not close, I won't be mad or anything. It wasn't close, but that's all right. It's okay. I like it when we have, anyway, the T has to go here or here. I think it's going to go there. That was right. I like it when we have group and effort. Hey, yeah, exactly. Don't say sorry because it's just a stupid ass game. We don't care. And there'll be another one tomorrow if we don't like this one. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got the ton there. And by the way, this could be two separate words. You know what I mean? It might not be a 7-letter word, but let's not worry about that for now. This O, I mean, where could that go? It could go there. We know this A has to stay here, but B-A-E-D is not a combination of letters, right? So it's either there or there. I kind of think the A has to go there or there. Okay, so if it's there, it's A-L something S, and I'm not sure I can think of a word that's like that we can make. Because we have a limited number of vowels, A-L-O, it can't be an E. So I don't think it starts with an A. So that means it has to be there. Okay, so I kind of sussed out where the A is going to go. Again, I don't know what the word is at this point, but I know where letters can't go and where they're going to go. Okay, yeah, now we're looking for here. Let's see, E-L. Yeah, alter is a really good possibility. I like it a lot. I just want to think about it. Yeah, all the letters could go there, and they're the right color, because like the L is white, meaning it could go there. The R is white, meaning it could go there, and this E is white, meaning it could go there. So it's definitely a possibility. All right, let's try it. All right, it wasn't alter. But you see, that's the problem with this game, is it's tricky. So we know the L is on the room. It's going to be... It's either there where the hedgehog is, in which case it's A blank TL something. I don't think so. Or it's there, which I think is where it has to be at the end. In which case it's... Yeah, this is a hard game. That's why I like it. Again, if it were super easy, I wouldn't really give a shit about it. We do know this O has to go somewhere. And we knew this has to be, where that fox is, has to be a vowel. I kind of think this has to go there. I mean, I'm just, again, I'm working without really knowing the words. But just kind of figuring out where letters kind of look like they have to be. We know this L has to be where the hedgehog is or where the B is. I just want to make... because it can't start that where the L goes can't be another vowel. There's no except for E, but it's not going to go there. E-A-E-T something L. So it's going to be something. Actal, actal. Do you know gloss? Do you think it's gloss? Oh yeah, we have. Okay, that's a much better guess because we do have those letters. All right, see, you redeemed yourself there. Hey, we could get 17 moves. That's the best we're gonna do. Okay, this word here is gonna be. Okay, we know the O isn't gonna go there and there, so this O is either there or there. But what is this word? This word is just going to be grab or grabbed. Grabbd. Okay, you got grab. Oh, you typed it there. Fine. Okay, we know this O is going to be. Yeah, this is going to be baton. B-A-T-O-N. Okay, and then this is going to be. Okay, see, this is what's going on here. Is this going to be? I think this is just going to be act, right? And this is going to be it's going to be silence. Do we have a C? Yes. It's going to be silence. Okay, you got it right there. Yeah, we couldn't get into 17 today, but that's all right. Okay, so then the last thing we got is to figure out is where this last ones are going to go, right? This is going to be oat. Oh, oat and ant. So the good thing there is we got them both green. 18 considering how many mess ups we had as a group. I consider that a kind of a win, although 17 I normally like to count as a win. As you can see, my average is 17.3. So if you're trying to bring down the average, but that's over hundreds of games. We always beat the other players, that's for sure. Other players did pretty good, 19.7. We did 19. We barely beat the other players. But you know what? Again, I don't want to sit here all day, and that's about it. You got to keep moving at a certain speed. Other players, by the way, there's another variation of this game called Extreme, which I'm not going to do now, but later in the day I will do, because I actually like it. It's not that much harder, than the regular game. All right, we're gonna whip out the loop here. All right, so we have a bouquet of flowers in a flower pot. Okay, fine. We got a white on-off light switch that's on. We have a plumber fixing the sink. Okay, I have a feeling that they're trying to display a wormhole in space. A light switch is Nintendo Switch. Well, do we have a Nintendo Switch? Okay, that is a pothole. We have a one of them thingies there, right? What are they called? A woolly mammoth. We got a chef making dough. Okay. We got a worm on a hook. There's some crazy stuff here. We got kids at a natural history museum looking at a statue of a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. We got the Titanic going down. We got drawing with chalk on the sidewalk. This is an interesting. Okay, so we have a Nintendo Switch. All right, so we got a light switch and Nintendo Switch. Let's put those together. Worm on a hook and wormhole. Great. Let's put those together temporarily. We'll move these around if we need to. The flower. Okay, what else we got? We got the Titanic and the mammoth. You see, I think mammoth and Titanic are words for large things. So temporarily, I'm going to put them next to each other, right? Mammoth and Titanic, I'm thinking. We got a plumber fixing the sink. And again, we still haven't figured out what might connect to a vase of flowers. Colorful flowers. Oh, flour is an ingredient in the dough. So I'm going to put this guy next to that. Flour, he's making dough with flour. Okay, sink, Titanic, sinking. Oh, sink, Titanic, sinking. Okay, right. So we could put the sink. Okay, well, all right. So, wait a minute. No, where's the guy fixing? Here's the guy fixing the sink. So here's guy fixing the sink, Titanic sinking, Titanic and mammoth. What is this? Pothole. It's a pothole. Okay, pothole next to the pot of flowers. Okay. This is a wormhole, pothole, wormhole, worm. I don't know what would go. I don't think these are going to go. What would go next to the guy making dough? Because I like all of these. Flower pot, pothole, wormhole, worm on a hook. Oh yeah, and then these guys aren't necessarily connected. The worm on the hook is not connected to those guys. Well, we're just going to have to get some help here. Okay, I want to put... I think this would go next to the mammoth. Let's just see what we got. Not so great. But we got a lot of clues. See, I thought all those ones on the left I had good confidence in. I kind of thought, yeah, no, these are all, I didn't have good. Okay, so we know the green ones are in the right place. We want to get it now. The mammoth, these are all, see how these are all connected yellow? That means they're all in the right, these are all in the right connection. So we know we have the plumber, fixing the sink, to the Titanic sinking, to the mammoth, Titanic mammoth, mammoth to the Tyrannus Rex, they're extinct creatures, and Tyrannus Rex to the chalk, which I did not know. I don't really understand how. I guess because they're kids. So the hook and the light switch. What do you think is the connection between the worm on the hook and the light switch? It's not we know it's not the plumber, and it's not either the things next to it. It could be the chalk. It could be the switch or the light switch, the Nintendo Switch or the light switch. And the other thing we got to think of is we know that the chef cooking dough with flour is not connected to those. So what would he be connected to? And again, it could be any of this. I'm wondering whether he's a baker and he's a plumber, right? I'm thinking that, okay, follow me. A baker and a plumber are both trades. Yeah, the chef and the plumber. So we're going to try that. So that means all 5 of these have to go over here. So this one, and then this one, and then this one, and that inverts all of these the way they were before. So these are the only 2 I'm not sure. Let's leave the switch next to the hook, and hopefully it's okay. We messed up. The switch and the hook were right. And I was, okay. It was not the plumber. It's the chalk. It's this. It has to be this way. We'll find out what the connection is, but that wasn't too bad. We needed to. That's kind of on the margin. But let's see how they link. Flower pot, right? Baker with flour. Flour sounds like flour. Chalk hand. Chalk and flour leave a white residue on hands. That is subtle. Kids at a museum, school children use chalk. That's kind of subtle. Woolly. Okay, then they're watching the woolly mammoth at the Natural Museum. This Titanic and mammoth. Plumber, sinking ship, Nintendo Switch. Oh, Nintendo's mascot is Super Mario, a plumber. We didn't get that. I did not get that till just now. I did not remember that a plumber could be related to the Switch. So, okay, it's also bait and switch. So if you think of the term bait and switch, that's the connection between the bait and the switch, which we did not think of. That was a hard one. We got the bait and the worm and the wormhole to the pothole, which I think was, the ones that we did get, I thought were pretty slick. So, I mean, we got like these 5 right away, and we got some connections, just those subtle ones. This is called a win. I got a couple more games to go, right? We got to do the connections right now. I'm not going to forget this time. I have not done it yet today. All right, so the connections, you get like 16 words and or short phrases. In this case, words and or short phrases. We got to arrange them into 4 groups of 4 by affinity, but we don't know what the affinity is, and there's misdirection and wordplay in play. Misdirection meaning there's often a 5th fake affinity group that's just not, there's an affinity there, but it's not the one you want. And wordplay meaning, antonyms, homonyms, precedent and antecedent words. I'm going to read these out, and you can help me out. And if you think there's a group of 4 that is the right group of 4, you just type that shit in there, right? All right, crane game. That's from Squid Game, isn't it? Satires, Tickets, Cardinal Directions, Swan Song, Suits, it's a TV show that just got canceled, Robin Hood, Plot Spoiler, Tree Trunk, Tokens, Seasons, Epilogue, Last Dance, Classical Elements, Farewell, and Pinball. I mean, there's a lot of things which are like, you know, near the end of something, an epilogue of Farewell, the Swan Song, and the Last Dance. These are all, you know, Swan Song, Last Dance, Farewell, and Epilogue are all things that happen at the end of a story, right? How do you guys feel about that? You want to try it, or is this, it's either the fake one or it's good? All right, you like it. Schnitzel likes it. That's 2. All right, grand finale, whatever. All right, so let's move along here. We got Crane Game, Suits, Robin Hood. I think if they're 2 words, it's usually, think of the individual words. Like hood, trunk, ball, I don't know. Okay. Robin Hood, Plot Spoiler, Tree Trunk, Tokens, Seasons, Satires, Tickets, Classical Elements, Cardinal Directions, and Pinball. Wow. Tickets, Tokens, Pinball, right, and one more thing for things that are arcade. But what would it be? Oh, Crane Game. The Crane Game is the game where you drop the crane and you pick up something and then you put it in the slot and you get it. These are all things associated with an arcade. All right, that's the green one. That's an easy one. We're doing good today so far. No mess ups, and it gets kind of easier. I'm going to shuffle these. All right, Plot Spoiler, Tree Trunk, Suits, Robin Hood, Satires, Seasons, Classical Elements, and Cardinal Directions. I mean, these things on the bottom are all plural things, and these are all not. Well, I guess Suits is a plural thing too. Cardinal Directions. Okay, there's 4 cardinal directions. There's 4 seasons. There's 4 classical elements. By the way, the classical elements are earth, wind, fire, and water. Forget the quintessential. That's the 5th element. It's a whole movie. I don't want to get into it. What's the thing that comes in 4? Because cardinal directions, north, east, south, west. Classical elements, earth, wind, fire, and water. Seasons, whatever, spring, whatever, summer. You got it. These are things that come in 4. Plot spoilers don't come in 4. Tree trunks don't come in 4. I don't think suits. Oh, suits come in 4. Hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. I got it. Okay, so we got it. Thank you. I'm a genius. I'm not that genius, but I'm pretty smart. All right. So before we sign this out, we got I just want to figure out. Can we figure out what the connection is? We don't need to because we already won the game. Satires, Plot Spoiler, Tree Trunk, and Robin Hood. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple. If you haven't got it yet, I'll tell you. I'll give you another second. It's pretty easy. Once you see them and you go, okay, are you guys ready? You want to know what it is? Anyone want to type what they think it is? The connection there? Schnitzel? You want to? You got 10 seconds? All right. So satires ends in tires, spoiler, trunk, and hood. So it ends in parts of your car. Ending in parts of a car. And that was the hard one too. But, and yeah, it would have been hard. But I said, I played this game enough that we play this game enough that we should be ready for that kind of thing. So that was good. That's what you call a win. We didn't have any wrong guesses. We sussed out all 4 of the 4 groups. And in fact, my favorite part, it would be like it was a bitch. Jesus, that's a horrible phrase. All right. The next thing to do is for me to take a little break. I'm going to go into the music category. I want to play the piano for you guys, because I actually just want to play the piano for myself, and you guys happen to be around. It's that simple. But I have to run my mid-roll for a few minutes so I can grab my piano, we sit in there and stand down, put the playing. You know, it takes a while. But enjoy my mid roll, and we'll see you on the other side for the musical department. And thanks for sticking around so far. Did I play the word game? Which one? Oh yeah, no, you know, you're right. There's one. You're right. I like to do not the Wordle. I like to do the Octurtle at the end. I'm kind of messing up here. You're right. I like to do the Wordle. This is just what I like to do. You're right. When you're right. Ooh, interesting. F-E. How many words start with F-E? We don't get a lot of clues with today. Again, there's 4 random words here, and so you don't necessarily know. Sometimes I like to do a strategy word because we don't have an I or Y or T. Like dirty, we have a D though, but I want to have a P. Trippy has 2 P's. Oh well. Oh my God, we got no clues here for any of these. This is a tough one. Like the FB is the biggest one, the best one we have. You know what? Let's just guess. Let's guess fairy, because even if it's not fairy, see, it wasn't. But at least we needed those. And we didn't have the R before, so now I think it's got to be something FE, something either IR or ER. What could it be? Fewer. What do you guess? What do you bet it's fewer? So I'm good at these. I'm good at this game. All right, we could still conceivably win, but it's going to be hard. All right, now we know. Let's see. This could be. I kind of think this word up here has to be woozy, W-O-Z-Y, but I'm going to wait a bit. All right, now we know this word ends in ER and has an N in it, and that's all we know. It could be inner, I-N-N-E-R, right? Let's just guess inner. See? All right, that's 2 down. Oh, these are all going to be real hard. We got 6 to go, and we have nothing to go on. Yeah, no. Deny. We got rules around here. Let's see. This could be, let's say the L is there, L-U-R. It could be blurb, B-L-U-R-B. That's a word. This word has a W. Interesting, this one here. There's a W-O and an S, but no R, so it's not worse. It could be whose, W-H-O-S-E, and not much else. So we'll grab that one. At least we had to go. Okay, this again. I think this word is going to be woozy on the upper left because I can't think of anything else that it can be without, especially without that H, because nothing else can go in front of the W except another O, and it can't be woody or wooty or whoopy, wookie, whoopy. All right, I'm just going to guess it. I'm like 80% sure at this point, and it was. Okay, then we have. This is a fun game. This is a fun game. I mean, I like the challenge of this game. I only get this about 60 or maybe even 50% of the time. Again, now there's a U out here somewhere, but it's not it's probably something S something O-U something, right? So that could be stout, S-T-O-U-T, because we haven't used T yet. Oh, but it could be spout, S-P-O-U-T. We haven't used P or T. This is a hard one. Let's see. Maybe we'll come back to that one because we still have 3 to go. Maybe there'll be some clues here. I'm not seeing anything. Just an N and an I. I'm just going to guess a word tonic, T-O-N-I-C, for this word here. It could be tonic. It might not be because T and C are not used, and the I and the O are definitely in there. Okay, it wasn't tonic, but that wasn't a bad guess. And the point is, now I know this is. Oh, we don't know shit. All right, this is a hard one today. It's gonna be. What is it going to be? Probably starts with N, O, and then there's a... I don't know. And it could be Scout up here. Up here. S-C-O-U-T. Well, not anymore, because now we use the C. But the point is, we haven't used the P, so it still could be Spout or Stout. But we're not going to win this game anyway, and I'm getting kind of tired of it. I want to see if there's any of these others I can get. I know that's Spout or Stout. That's fine. But is there any of these that I even have a theory on? This is the L. There's an R. Right. I think this is either URL or blurb. B-L-U. Let's just try it. B-L-U-R-B. Come on. See? And that B is handy because now we know this word is going to be start with B-A-N. It's going to be banjo on the lower left, which I wouldn't have got before because it has to have an O. And the only other letter you can stick in there, B-A-N blank O, is a J. So that's an easy one. Oh, the J was in this word. So now we know this is joint. J-O-I, which I would have had trouble figuring out. And we're still one. We died. We were so close because it was Spout, and we still don't know if it was Spout or Stout. So we would have guessed Spout and hopefully been right, but we didn't get enough joints. Anyway, come on. All right, now I'm gonna do the big brain games. Or sorry, we'll switch over to the musical and etc. So check out my mid roll. Hello, welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking through the commercials if you did. It's just going to be me sitting around and playing the old Ken's Piano Lounge song list. That was the same, it's the exact same length. I think, how long is it? It's like 2.5. It's not really that long. It's just about under 3 minutes. By the way, I created all that music and those mid rolls myself. All the sounds you hear in the music, that's my personal music, me playing, me performing it. Some people don't know that because I don't make it obvious, but that's the way I avoid copyright issues with that music. There's practically no music you can. Yeah, that's true also, but it's copyright free because I own the copyright, so they can't charge me to use my own music. Otherwise, they would if they could get away with that. You know what I mean? And that's the only kind of music you will not get copyright striked on if you're a streamer. The stuff you absolutely made yourself, every single note. If you were to put that into Shazam or whatever it is it would go, I don't know what the fuck that is. All right. Anyway, but these songs, it's just like, say a little prayer. I got a few other songs I don't always do, but it's just a regular song list. All right, let's we'll see how it goes. See how I can play today. It's been a while. Say a Little Prayer by Bacharach. Say a Little Prayer. I mean, these are all classic standard songs that mostly have lyrics and people sing, but they're like, people know them. This is Joe Jackson. called Bring This Into by Joe Jackson. That's by far the most angular song I have ever played in my life, ever learned. And for that very reason, I like that song. This is Flashdance. I said. Flashdance by Irene Cara and Giorgio Moroder. That song's a really disco song in the real world. By the way, if you're here listening, Shinto, you might want to go over to my friend. He's streaming on Twitch right now. My friend Victoria, she's streaming right now. How do you spell her name? Victoria, like it sounds. And the interesting thing, if you go over there, there's a little secret that I'm going to tell you right now, which is the outfit that she's wearing. I purchased for her. Okay. She just walked out the frame. No, it shouldn't change. Little girl from Ipanema there. Oh, do one of my do a couple of these Todd Rundgren songs. Okay, let's do a couple more songs. Nice. Oh, Billy Joel. Are these some frames? Yeah, it's fine. right, we're moving our way through the list here. Next one's going to be, yeah, this one. All right, and we get to the heart of the matter of any serious lounge act. Got to be able to play Misty. Let's do it, Dan. Let's go with a little really different. Paul Williams for the Carpenters. We've Only Just Begun by Paul Williams for the Carpenters. This is John Williams. The famous John Williams wrote this in 1978 for the movie Superman, the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves. It's called If Can You Read My Mind? And then it was a hit for Maureen McGovern. Okay. There you go. Got a few more songs I'd like to do. Let's do this one. Cheryl Crow tune. Oh, got a short version. I got a few more songs I want to do though. Like this one. Always gotta do this one. Such a pretty song. Okay, let's Walking My Baby Back Home. It's written in 19. They're one of the most covered songs ever, originally in 1935. I got a bunch more I could do. I'm pick one more because we're running up against that 2-hour limit. This is Officer and Gentleman. Up where we belong from an Officer and Gentleman. Well, that's basically the minimum piano sound song list. Okay, let me, oops. Nothing, no, oops, no, oopsie, just switch my camera over. All right, that was fun. I had a great ass time. I had such an amazing time today. And I mean it. I don't. I mean it about the same every time. Okay, look. If I didn't have a good time, I just wouldn't do it again. But see, I had a good time, so I'm gonna do it again tomorrow and the day after, 5 times a week because I like doing it and it's relaxing and it kind of I get to package things I like to do anyway on a daily basis just into like a little web stream where I fly around and then we do the big brain games and there's some kind of musical. By the way, tomorrow's musical performance will be on the Yamaha Rev Star guitar. I'm thinking, unless I decide to play bass sometime this weekend, which is always a secret stream because they have to get deleted because of the copyright music. But in any case, I had a great time. I'm going to raid my friend, not really friend, Heavenly over there, whose rating is also in the music category. She does exactly the same kind of stream I do, except she looks a little bit better than me while doing it. Heavenly. Cheers to you. Oh, hi, Tidy. Good to see you. Is Milo on? I might have to check her out, see if she probably is. All right. Anyway, as I'm saying, I'm so glad we had this time. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. That's the end of the Carol Burnett show. I think people get it. All right, hold on a second here. See you next time, which is tomorrow.